Hello, it's Good Key here. It's Monday morning when I'm filming this, and yesterday, me and Rich King Retro got back from Manchester, Play Expo, October. So this is a little video about it. On Friday we travelled up from Cornwall, which basically the nearest city that you might heard of is Plymouth, which is actually in Devon. But yeah, so we travelled up from the southwest, 7:30 in the morning on Friday. First stop was, I get mixed up, Bridgeport, Bridgewater, but I think the town is Bridgewater, where there's a shop called Insane Games, and Richard traded in some PlayStation 2 doubles, I think, for a ball game, which he'll no doubt show in his own video. I didn't get anything from there. Then we went to another shop, which is kind of like a massive second-hand shop. You could spend like weeks in there, still not go through everything. And the only thing I wanted was some Pokemon cards, but they weren't priced up yet, not for sale. So we kind of like, well, fine, be on a merry way. Quick trip to Asda. Then the next stop was the Midlands, because when Richard went to a board game event a few months back, he left some board games in the NEC, in the car park, I think, when he left. And thankfully nobody stole them. And they've kept them back for him, I think it was like for 4 months. So as we were going up to Manchester, he was like, yeah, we'll just get them on the way. So the NEC's massive, I've never been there. And there was like a Horse of the Year show and a Star Trek convention on the other side. It was crazy busy. And we went to the like security place, and they're like, yeah, sign here, say you've received your games back. And he was like, oh, there's a couple places we need to go. One was like this burger place where it's really cheap, like double cheeseburger, chips and drink for £4. It was well good. And I think Richard got an Expo and chips by mistake, and he didn't charge him for them. Don't know where he puts it all. But yeah, right next to that is a place called Entertainment World, and it's laid out so that newest consoles are by the door, and then the further you go back in the store, you eventually get to like your Commodore, Atari, Spectrum era. And I had a good look through, but there's nothing jumping out at me. Except I did get, because I do DVDs as well, and books. So I got SummerSlam 2011, Money in the Bank 2011, Something to Watch with me brother, when we both get a day off on the same day. And I also got some books, which are on the bookshelf down here. Nintendo Adventure Books 7 Dinosaur Dilemma, based on Super Mario World. I had this as a kid. A Sonic Adventure book, Sonic the Sonic, which I suppose is like Metal Sonic, and Stormin' Sonic. And my personal favourite, I had this too when I was a kid, Sonic the Story. For some reason I thought there was a picture of him in the book in his original form and he was brown, but that must have been Sonic the comic. I might get him muddled up. But yeah, Dr. Kinterbore has an accident when Sonic runs too fast and there's an explosion, and he gets crossed with an egg, which is a bit bizarre, and turns into Robotnik, which is Kinterbore backwards. Robotnik, pointless fact, is also Russian for worker, which is where the word robot comes from. So don't say you never learn anything on YouTube. After that, we found there's another game shop in the area, I was looking through, and they again had loads of consoles and DVDs and things. And I spotted a PS2 game we've been after for ages, called Unlimited Saga, which actually is by Square Enix, as they became. It's an RPG. I'm guessing it's the one after Saga Frontier 2. I might be wrong, because I'm not 100% sure. But it's this Final Fantasy spin-off, because I think it all comes from that Game Boy game that the Mana franchise came from too. This comes with a Final Fantasy 2 DVD. Final Fantasy 10 2 DVD. And they're normally like 12-15 quid on eBay, but I asked him how much it was, and he was like, you can have it for 7. so I couldn't really say no. And then he recognised Richard from his videos, and we sort of explained that we come up by accident because of this NEC thing, yada yada yada, and he let us out the back, and it was literally a treasure trove of retro stuff. DVDs, figures, records, CDs, Tomb Raider, a model Link from Zelda, and they had drawers of like each console or stuff they hadn't sorted out yet. And I got an RPG called Kudelka, which I think is set in Wales, and an LAPD Future Cop. They were 20 quid each. While Richard was walking around, I discovered a batch of magazines. One's a Club Nintendo fan club magazine from 1990, which has got stories and sort of tips for Zelda 1 and 2, Metroid, Hero Turtles, and there's sort of like comics and stuff in there. So I sort of like, oh, how much would you want for these magazines? And he was like, oh, well, seeing as you travelled up for a long way, you can have one of them for free. So I was like, I'm liking this Nintendo thing. He's like, well, yeah, it's yours. And then I sort of said, well, if you chuck in the other 2 magazines, will you do the whole lot for 50? And he said, yeah. So I was all happy with that. Richard was like, oh, I didn't get you for free, but I guess he was like sort of distracted by the other stuff. It's quite funny. So on the Friday night, it just so happened that one of my old schoolmates has literally this week moved to Manchester, and he saw my Facebook post about it. So we met him at the Wetherspoons in Trafford Centre, which, by the way, is coming from Cornwall, where everything's slow and boring and backwards. It's the biggest flipping mall I've ever seen. And they got Elton John's piano from a concert, like in one of the walkways, and it's amazing. Nice white grand piano. But yeah, me and Richard caught up with him for a pint, which was nice because I haven't seen him for more than 10 minutes in about 5 years. So that was good. So the Saturday was the first day of the Expo, and we sort of queued up, went in. First thing we were doing is looking on the stalls. So the first thing I got was Thunder Force 4 on the Mega Drive from Radical Link, which I think they were from Liverpool. I might be getting them mixed up. But it's got the manual, and the reason why I got it is because I've been wanting to play it for ages, and all you get on eBay is just cartridge copies for like 15-20 quid. I've only ever seen box ones for 25 without the manual, so I just thought I might as well, while I'm here and see it, get one with a manual, because it's just stupid money. So happy to get that. And the next thing I got was a game called Invasion, which you might not recognise. And the reason why you don't recognise it is because it's actually a new game designed by Psychatic, which is a project of Phil Robinson, who was a programmer for Psygnosis. More on them in a minute. They're a British game company that made, among others, Wipeout, Destruction Derby, Cyberdeck, Roll Cage, Colony Wars, original Formula 1 series, which was the first PlayStation 1 game I played, oddly enough, I think. But yeah, so the Psychatic logo, if you can see that, is a play on the Roger Dean logo of an owl. So this is number 69 of 100. There's his signature. It's sort of like a version of Space Invaders, and he runs a museum now called the Museum of Gaming. And these were £35, and he didn't have any change on him, so I just said, look, if I give you 40, just consider the other £5 a donation to the museum. And at one point, I think it's in I'm not sure, it's up north somewhere, but hopefully we can attempt to go see it, because they got some really, they had a few of the sort of items here and at the one in Expo in Blackpool, and it's really good stuff, going back thousands of years to obviously video games. I got 2 games he worked on actually, as well. The Adventures of Alondra and Colony Wars. So as you can see there, that's the there is the Diagnosis Owl logo, designed by Roger Dean, who, if you're a music prog rock fan, you'll know that Roger Dean designed loads of sleeves in the 70s for bands like Yes. I've actually got books of its artwork over there and some Yes vinyls downstairs. Maybe one day I'll do a video on it, because he is one of my favourite artists. But yeah, the last thing I got on the Saturday was they had like a charity stall, and it was a tenner, so like £5 cheaper than it is in CEX and at other places. New Super Mario Brothers Wii. My brother's already got it, but I thought I'd get my own copy because I like the case, and yeah, it's a good game. On the Saturday night, me and Richard went fairly early because we're getting old. We watched the football, which was meh. We don't look like winners. All qualified just and then get knocked out. Then we went Wetherspoons, this time at Chill Factor. Really good up there. Then watched a bit of X Factor, dreadful. So on to Sunday. The first thing I wanted was like a t-shirt of some kind, because I didn't get one last time I was up. So I actually got, it was my second choice, it didn't have any in my size. Mario Bros. The NES sort of sleeve, we're going to see that. I won't bother folding it out properly, because it's going back in my wardrobe. But yeah, it's the box art of the NES game. I wanted the Mario Bros. 1, but they only had XL and double XL. Ain't that fat. That's a joke. Richard managed to find somebody with a box of manuals, and he got some Game Boy manuals, and I got, missing from my Streets of Rage 2, the manual for that. It was a £5, but Streets of Rage 2 is creeping up in price, and I got my box one for a tenner, so it means I basically paid 15 quid for a complete one, and now they're 20 plus on eBay. It's just stupid. We walked past the store, and there were some kids, I don't know if they were the designers of them, but they were giving out this trading cards for something called Battleborn. So that would just go in a box somewhere of random collectibles. That's 3 items. Been after one of these for a while, so I can play my Master System games on the TV. I wanted to get a Master System for a while, but there's an annoying thing where they don't work with SCART cables, and I can't be bothered with getting an old CRT TV just to play Master System. I've got a Master System converter for my Game Gear, but it's just not that good, screen quality wise, even though I've had it recapped. I've got Mega Drive 2, so the only way to play them is getting the Master System Converter 2, because the Master System Converter 1 for the Mega Drive 1 won't fit. I like the design of it. It was 60 quid, but it's a nice item, and I was looking on eBay, and the cheapest one was 55 quid by it now, but it was knackered and it didn't have the top, and it was dented. This one's in really nice nick. Just gives me an excuse to collect more Master System games, so probably we will get that in the coming months. But at least I can play Golden Axe Warrior now on a proper screen and hopefully try and finish it. The second last thing was, I think it's back on Radical Link store, the Liverpool guys. I spotted these. These are from 1989, so they're like a year younger than me. I like the box, and I was like, oh right, 2 quid, what have I got here? I opened it, and it's like these little, they're sort of trading cards, but they're not. You get 3 scratch cards and 2 stickers in each pack. And I said to him, if I buy the rest of them off you, can I keep the box? And they were like, yeah, sure. So I was happy with that, because it's just a nice item. One of them's already kind of semi-open, and if I can show you, they're not just Mario, so you got Double Dragon. What? There you go. Yeah, Punch Out, Legend of Zelda. Obviously they're all unscratched, so it's a nice item. Mario Brothers 2 and the Double Dragon. So I like the fact that one's already open, so I've got an example of what they look like without having to open the rest. Anyway, the last thing I got was right. This is my Final Fantasy 7 guide that I already own. As you can see, it says 1 million copies in print, and on the top, it's blank. Right, I spotted this in a random box of magazines for £1, and I thought, oh, I can't not get it, because there'll be someone I know that hasn't got it, or I can trade it for the Final Fantasy 9 guide I haven't got, or something. And then when I took it home, I was like, hang on a minute, the sleeve don't match. This has got Chocobo in the corner, and it's got no 1 million copies in print. So this is actually the earlier print of it. So even though it's the same book, I'm just going to keep it, because it's a different edition, even though it's the same content, because I'm weird like that. Obviously, if it was like a 5 or a 10, I wouldn't have picked it up, but it's just because it was £1, so couldn't really say no to it. So yeah, that was everything I got. It was a good trip up. The event was so-so, mainly because there was a lot of focus on like modern gaming and VR things, which some people love, but I mean, I kind of lose interest after like the PS2, Wii sort of era. But you know, in 10 years' time, I'll probably get a PS3. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, the one in Blackpool next year isn't at the end of April, beginning of May. It's been moved to July, so me and Rich aren't sure if we can get the time off work, but we'll try. But yeah, it was good. It was worth going. Feel a bit bad though. Didn't stay that long on the Saturday, but we were literally shattered. But yeah, that's it. It was nice to see on a retro tip. To the UK. We also met the guy that wrote the Dreamcast Junkyard. There's a whole story there behind that. That's quite, if you Google it, you'll find out about lawsuits and such. And the guy that runs the website Retro Collect, which I'm on. It's like a database. I'm sure there's other people I met. Neo Geo Gamer or Neo Geo Ninja. He recognised me and Rich from Blackpool. We had a good chat about stuff. But yeah, hope you've enjoyed the items I got. I have to start playing them at some point. I need another week off to do that, and I've only just finished my week off. So some irony there. Anyway, for now, goodbye.